Louise Wateridge is a spokesperson for UNRWA, the UN agency that supports Palestinian refugees, and she's currently in central Gaza. What does she know of what's happening in the north?
The last few days, there's been heavy bombing from the Israeli air forces and tanks in neighborhoods east of Gaza City in the north of the Gaza Strip. So this sudden land incursion with heavy shelling, in addition to the Israeli Air Force's bombardment, has resulted in several injuries and casualties in the homes and in the streets. We see hundreds of people fleeing in the streets without their belongings. On social media, it's been flooded with videos of young children, clearly very distressed, grabbing anything they can, trying to flee away from this danger and find some kind of safety. And unfortunately, this has just been a recurring image that we've seen throughout the last 8 months across the Gaza Strip, not only in the north, but of course now the south since the Rafah invasions happened. And these people are living a recurring nightmare. As I speak to you now from the middle area of the Gaza Strip, I can hear bombardments everywhere. I can hear them in the south. I can hear them coming from the north. This is constant, and it just spreads fear for everyone around us.
Can you just tell us where people are living? Because, people did move south, and then there were the campaigns in Rafah. So is the population mainly in the south? How come so many were living up north in this area that's affected?
At the beginning of the war, most of the population was forcibly displaced to the southern areas of the Gaza Strip. Some did stay. Of course, these evacuation orders, these forced displacements, they happen very quickly. Not everybody can move in the space of, sometimes it's been a couple of hours, sometimes overnight. You have a lot of elderly people, families with young children. One of my colleagues, he's really struggled to move his elderly parents. His father has dementia and wakes up in a different place, continuously confused as to why he's there and what's going on. So for so many reasons, a lot of people can't actually flee. And that's the reason they are still in the north. They're doing everything they can to survive. The north it's apocalyptic. There's no other way to describe it. Going through Gaza City, everywhere you look, the buildings are not buildings anymore. They are shells. You can see life that used to be there. And the sad reality is people now are faced with the decision of living back in these buildings, which are rubble and basically skeletons. You can see where a stairwell used to be or a wall used to be. They're putting up sheets of plastic or carpet or anything to protect them from the sun now that we've entered the summer months. Or they're living in and among piles of trash and piles of rubbish. There are makeshift shelters where people have set up along the coastline. There's no space. We drove through Khan Yunis the other day. This is an area in the south that's also been bombed out. And again, people are living in these skeleton building structures. There's no water. There's nowhere to go to the bathroom. It's very, very basic, and there's very limited supplies available to the population.
What is the status of your organisation now, UNRWA? Because the Israelis have made clear their distrust of UNRWA. Are you operating freely? How does it affect what you're doing?
UNRWA is doing everything it can, like all UN agencies, all NGOs on the ground here. But as you say, yes, it is severely restricted access. We struggle to receive aid. We struggle to get permission to deliver the aid. There's a lot of checkpoints throughout the Gaza Strip where we have to coordinate with the Israeli authorities continuously, not only for our safety, but for the security of the food and everything that we're delivering. And it's a struggle. Humanitarians are here. They are wanting to work. We have doctors, we have nurses, we have people in our clinics. But if we don't have the medicine to give the patients, there's very limited we can do. With these access restrictions from the Israeli authorities, it is incredibly difficult, if not nearly impossible, for us to deliver a humanitarian response.
And that was the UN's Louise Wateridge there in central Gaza.